Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
A body of, usually fresh, water surrounded by land. Any of numerous bright translucent organic pigments. A purplish-red pigment prepared from lac or cochineal. The part of the Earth's surface covered with water, such as a river or lake or ocean. The part of the Earth's surface covered with water, such as a river or lake or ocean. They invaded our territorial waters. A facility that provides a source of water. The town debated the purification of the water supply. Binary compound that occurs at room temperature as a clear, colorless, odorless, tasteless liquid. Freezes into ice below 0 degrees centigrade and boils above 100 degrees centigrade. Widely used as a solvent. Liquid excretory product. The child had to make water. Supply with water, as with channels or ditches or streams. A liquid necessary for the life of most animals and plants. He asked for a drink of water. Fill with tears. His eyes were watering. Once thought to be one of 4 elements composing the universe, Empedocles. Provide with water. We watered the buffalo. Secrete or form water, as tears or saliva. My mouth watered at the prospect of a good dinner. A substance used as a coating to protect or decorate a surface, especially a mixture of pigment suspended in a liquid, dries to form a hard coating. Artists use paint and pigment interchangeably. Acquire pigment. Become colored or imbued. Any substance whose presence in plant or animal tissues produces a characteristic color. Color or dye with a pigment. Pigment a photograph. Dry coloring material, especially a powder to be mixed with a liquid to produce paint, etc. A mountain lake, especially one formed by glaciers. A small lake. The pond was too small for sailing. Something resembling a pool of liquid. He stood in a pool of light. An association of companies for some definite purpose. The combined stakes of the bettors. A small body of standing water, rainwater, or other liquid. The body lay in a pool of blood. A small lake. Any of various games played on a pool table having 6 pockets. An excavation that is, usually, filled with water. An organization of people or resources that can be shared. A carpool. Any communal combination of funds. Everyone contributed to the pool. Combine into a common fund. We pooled resources. Join or form a pool of people. A swampy arm or slow-moving outlet of a lake, term used mainly in Mississippi and Louisiana. Lake used to store water for community use. Anything, a person or animal or plant or substance, in which an infectious agent normally lives and multiplies. An infectious agent depends on a reservoir for its survival. A large or extra supply of something. A reservoir of talent. Tank used for collecting and storing a liquid, as water or oil. Lake used to store water for community use. A long, narrow, nearly landlocked, cove in Ireland. Irish word for a lake. A long narrow inlet of the sea in Scotland, especially when it is nearly landlocked. Scottish word for a lake. Lake used to store water for community use. A body of water cut off from a larger body by a reef of sand or coral. A body of water cut off from a larger body by a reef of sand or coral. A body of water cut off from a larger body by a reef of sand or coral. A crescent-shaped lake, often temporary, that is formed when a meander of a river is cut off from the main channel. A small concavity. A state of abeyance or suspended business. Close at the end of a session. A pause from doing something, as work. An enclosure that is set back or indented. An arm off of a larger body of water, often between rocky headlands. Make a recess in. Recess the piece of wood. Put into a recess. Recess lights. An opening through which fluid is admitted to a tube or container. An arm off of a larger body of water, often between rocky headlands. The inside lower horizontal surface, as of a room, hallway, tent, or other structure. They needed rugs to cover the bare floors. Surprise greatly. Knock someone's socks off. I was floored when I heard that I was promoted. A lower limit. The government established a wage floor. Knock down with force. A large room in an exchange where the trading is done. He is a floor trader. A structure consisting of a room or set of rooms at a single position along a vertical scale. The bottom surface of any lake or other body of water. The ground on which people and animals move about. The fire spared the forest floor. The legislative hall where members debate and vote and conduct other business. There was a motion from the floor. The lower inside surface of any hollow structure. The floor of the pelvis. The occupants of a floor. The whole floor complained about the lack of heat. The parliamentary right to address an assembly. The chairman granted him the floor. Arrive on shore. Support by placing against something solid or rigid. Shore and buttress an old building. A beam or timber that is propped against a structure to provide support. Serve as a shore to. The river was shored by trees. The land along the edge of a body of water. Of or relating to or living in still waters, as lakes or ponds. The second largest of the Great Lakes. A shallow lake in northwestern Netherlands created in 1932 by building a dam across the entrance to the Zuider Zee. A lake in northwestern Russia. Drains through the Volkhov River into Lake Ladoga. A glacial lake in central New York. One of the Finger Lakes. A lake in the mountains of Central Africa between Congo and Rwanda. A lake in northwestern Russia to the north of St. Petersburg. The largest lake in Europe. Drains through the Neva River into the Gulf of Finland. A shallow lake on the border between Uganda and Congo in the Great Rift Valley. A shallow lake on the border between Uganda and Congo in the Great Rift Valley. A lake to the east of the Caspian Sea lying between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.